So as you guys know, we prefer the Snyder direction. So the Snyder direction of how the characters were portrayed, that was great because it was the characters, although the setting, the context that they were put in is not ideal for most people or how they would imagine DC universe to be, but the characters as their core values, heroism, everything was like it should be. And the world around them was what it was actually dark, so they reacted accordingly. Now, with James Gunn's direction, it is very, very generic, and the core values of the heroes is not really there. Now, Superman 2025, we started covering it from the beginning when we saw the costume, it was horrible, and we called it correctly that the movie is going to be bad, and it was by all means bad. We watched it twice.
Yeah.
And Superman is just so immature, juvenile. Nobody respects him. He's belittled. He's disrespected.
He's naive.
He's naive. He's a goofy goof. All those things that we don't like because that's not Superman. Now, is he heroic? Yes. Will he save anything and anybody? Absolutely yes. Great. But the fact that he's good doesn't mean that he's bad in the ways that James Gunn sees him. He sees him as lame. So that's not Superman. Then we started seeing the trailers for Supergirl, and of course we saw Supergirl and Superman, and she absolutely disrespected him. So she was the next character, just the last character in the movie that disrespected him, basically calling him a bitch and all of that, and just leaving. Ah, and we thought that she's going to be super basically a simpleton. Well, she is not a simpleton in this movie. No. So we started this movie with the expectation that everybody are going to be correct, everybody were united. I mean, even freaking Grace Randolph was, and we covered Grace just like what, a day ago,
Yeah.
and she didn't like the movie Angry Joe, that
He's shilling for James Gunn.
Yeah, he's shilling for James Gunn and for this universe and for this direction. And he tried to say good things about Millie Alcock, who said horrible things about Supergirl that were not actually true. I mean, everybody are freaking delusional, man. What are you doing?
Nothing was in the movie like that. I mean, much like when the people from He-Man talked stupidity about their movie and that hurt the movie. Fantastic Four, the new one.
Yeah. He-Man, did you say He-Man? Because I'm in my head. Okay, thank you.
I mean,
thinking about Supergirl.
Those actors and directors and things like that should just shut up when it's promote the movie, because you really heard the movie, because what you're saying, it's not in the movie.
Yeah.
it's
can't believe
nuts.
it, guys. So it's very hard to explain this, but we're trying, guys, to let you know that this movie actually had substance. So we're trying now. We're trying, guys. Surprisingly, yes, there were in total 5 people in the theater. So, okay. First of all, I just want to say, but we're going to focus on that later, that movie reviewers that we watched and we thought that they're, to be trusted, like Chris Gore.
And that one, what's his name? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I cannot trust him ever now with anything. And Jeremy Johns. And I just saw the review of Mr. H Reviews. They all say the same things. And I did notice,
John Campia.
And John Campia. I did notice such pattern with many of the bigger reviewers that we watch, that they do repeat the same things. I'm like, do you guys have a hive mind or some sorts? Because you do repeat yourself a lot. You say the same things, and that's not because they're true. That is because for some reason it seems like they're conditioned and they just see things one way only. And this Peru and neurotic and everybody actually that participate in that.
Everybody there in the panel of neurotic,
Yeah, they say things like this movie doesn't make sense, all the scenes were like disconjointed, or they don't make sense because she is here and now she's there, but there's no reason for that, and Lobo is there and now is here, but there's no reason for that. No, there was a reason that was explained. There are in total of 2 things that were bull crap in this movie, and we're gonna say, of course, what that is. So, first of all, guys, because this is so much information, first of all, the whole idea of how this movie is and how the character of Supergirl is, that's not the idea. We don't like it. We will never like the idea that she is suffering and all those things. Kara, in the comic books and in the TV show, I didn't watch the old movie, but she had to deal with the loss of Krypton, but she was a little kid, so we didn't have to watch how she tried to, go through this. And now she's older, she's a grown-up woman basically. And we have to watch that, but they could have went with a different route and not make her go be drunk, of course. So we don't like the premise, we don't like the crypto has to suffer. Those things absolutely we will never like. But as a story that's already there and how it was made, it was pretty freaking compelling the way it was
Mhm.
made. And we are happy to say that at least throughout this whole thing, because every reviewer that we watched presented the whole movie as if Kara would never have her actual redemption and realization that what she was doing is wrong. But that is not true. She
It's not.
does.
They
She does have that. So makes everything worth it that she went through because actually at the end she corrects herself.
yeah, and she doesn't drink the whole time and things like that. Yeah, really, it's actually it's elevating the source material of Woman of Tomorrow, especially kind of with the ending because it makes sense. We'll talk about that in the spoiler section. But actually, for what people were complaining, like for example, Grace Landau that said that it's not like the comic book because the art in the comic book is great. Anyway, uh, uh, it's ugly to me, but it's very colorful. Okay, and she and others said it's not like this because it's not colorful. You don't visit all these locations and things like that. And now watching it, and I say, but you don't need to visit all these locations and make it that colorful. In the context of the movie, how the movie looks, that works in the story you want to show. It's more important to show those things, the character, the what she goes through, than to show me different planets and things like that, which by the way are not so important in the comic book. They're kind of like fewer some of the side adventures that Luthi and Kara have, in the comic book. So in that sense, everything is made more tight actually. uh and it shows that you can do a different kind of story by the comic book and make it a bit better, because I still don't like the comic book.
Yeah.
But it has the same lesson here, which that's the good part of the comic book. It actually shows you a lesson about heroism and forgiveness and the other things. And here they make it kind of better, to me.
Mm,
Uh, Also, I really don't think that the trailers did a good job on presenting that movie. The
no,
trailers
no.
presented it as this disjointed thing that people claimed it to be, with the with the retro music. The All of that made it look like a James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy movie. All of that made us think that to have this preconceived notion that this is a James Gunn movie. No, it's not. It's actually a better than James Gunn movie. But the trailers made it look like that. The
Yeah.
trailers showed all the horrible things. For some reason, apparently people who decided to cut the trailers just said we're just going to show you the things and you're going to think that they're horrible or something like that. I have no idea why they've done it like that.
Yeah.
Because actually they don't use all that modern or retro music in the movie.
Yeah, there's normal
There
music.
is actually a score.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's actually a score, yeah.
and it's not all over the place. And I mean, I don't get it. Those people, all the reviewers, did they watch the movie? Actually, what is happening really? And that's, I don't know for which time. It's for him and was the same thing as we said with Toy Story 5 now.
Yeah.
What the hell?
And you
Here there was heroism, and even at one point at the cinema, I was bored at the first 20 minutes, kind of. And after that, I started to get more interested, and uh, the more interested I get, and I begin to understand what is happening with the story. Uh, I started feeling ashamed that I was thinking, oh my God, I, I actually don't mind this movie. And I said, is it something wrong with me? Everybody said that it's horrible. Am I a
yeah.
person who likes, enjoyable movies like popcorn cinema or things like that? And say, oh my God, I feel ashamed now. How am I going to say, well, it actually okay?
Yeah.
Because all those people make you hate and hate and hate and hate and hate. Yeah.
I mean, we have to continue with our thoughts, guys, because otherwise we're gonna lose it. But I mean, Krakatoum is not a parody, no. Will Gibson, I watch Vera, I don't really watch Savvy, and we do hate feminist stuff, and we do hate James Gunn, and we do hate Superman, and we do hate how all the direction is, and we do hate the whole story about, I mean, this whole idea that Kara has to suffer and all those things.
I
But
have no idea where you people see feminism.
but yeah,
No
but
idea.
all of that reaction is just for clicks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We
honestly.
respect all those people.
We do,
Vada
but
knows who the emphasis and things like that.
I just don't agree with that because if you are conditioned to be so much on the right and so much on the left,
Yeah.
you'll never have your own opinion,
Mm.
and you always see things through those guys' eyes. And we don't have this problem because we're not even American. Not even a little
I
bit.
saw no feminism, you know. I still don't like the source material comic book, as I said, but even there, I see not feminism and things like that.
There is
There,
one line that people have an issue with, but I
Again.
heard that line in my own life.
again, yeah, which
Like
line?
years ago, even before there was the woke stuff, I heard such line in my own life, so it was like logical to see it in the movie. It was the line that Ruffy said to Supergirl, like because she was talking about Superman, and you know Ruffy was like, "Hey, why is he Superman, but you are Supergirl? Is he older than you?" And she's like, "Yeah, 10 years." So that's normal. Yeah, she should be Supergirl. It's not like you know, Ruffy was confused why she's still a grown woman in her eyes because she's a kid. So 23-year-old woman to what 14 years old kid or whatever her age may be in the movie is not clear enough. That's a grown ass woman if you're a kid. So you would be like, why are you not called a woman? The same thing I heard as well in my real life, especially when I tried to explain superheroes to some other people and I cosplay Supergirl myself. And they're like, why is it Supergirl? Why is not Superwoman? Like, people just have that question naturally. So when I saw it in the movie, I was like, yeah, sure. But I personally appreciate the girl part because it's better. It says that she is young, which is great. I wouldn't want to be called Superwoman. I would prefer Supergirl because it implies that I'm young still.
Superwoman kind of.
That's way better.
I mean, Superwoman kind of sounds old.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, Wonder Woman.
It's different.
Sounds epic.
Yeah, because
You know,
Wonder.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But Superwoman,
Superwoman.
it's not like
no,
Superman.
no,
Superman
indeed.
is
Yeah.
better. So you have to watch things by context, but by the context in which they're presented in the environment of the story. So in this environment is how the character of Kara had this redemption arc, basically. It works in the context of that, of what was happening on the screen. It works. And she went there to be drunk because it was her birthday. So it's not implied that she's doing this all the time. It's implied that yes, she has her sorrow to drown in, but she's using the birthday as an excuse.
Which is also in the comic.
Which is okay in the comic book. There is couple of things, of course, that we have to address that reviewers said that are like blatantly not true. Like for example, Lobo had nothing to do there. He had no reason to be there, and there was never a reason put on screen for him to be there. But that's literally not true. It's like factually incorrect. The reason was shown like obvious with the dialogue and everything. There was no long exposition. There was I mean, Supergirl talked to Ruffy to explain who Lobo is, which is normal when you see it in the context of the bar. You already seen that. It's all over the internet. But this is like a snippet of the scene. Even the end scene that they released online, that's not the whole scene. And I did say yesterday that this scene, how it's released online, is choppy as F. And it looks awful. It's like AI edited that. Well, in the movie, there's extra shots to fill in the gaps, so everything flows much better and is not as choppy, and it actually makes sense and it looks a lot better. As a flow, as a quickness of how everything happens, it makes sense. It does not look like it's edited with AI. So Lobo is there because he is what? A bounty hunter. And he is hunting those stupid brigands. One particular guys.
Yes.
one particular guy. So he has a reason to be there.
Mm?
He has a reason to be caught. We will. We are basically talking with spoilers, but you still have to see things in context to understand them. So
Again,
there's no
yeah.
like huge spoilers in the movie.
Because Tekwa is saying it. Tekwa, you saw the trailers. You saw nothing, man. Sorry. It's easy to shit on when it just the trailers are horrible.
Horrible.
From the trailers,
We agree.
you can't change it.
Yeah.
Horrible trailers, I agree on that. Now that I have seen the movie, horrible trailers. Was Millie Alcock right by saying all those things in an interview? No.
No.
That's
No.
totally on her. The failure of the movie, I think it's 60% on her and those things that, she said, no, it's not okay to be a mess and things like that. But Kara doesn't stay a mess. That's the whole thing in the movie,
She doesn't.
I don't see where you guys see, the man bed, hear me roar woman and things like. Yes,
There's no
Tom King is doing that in his comic books.
Mm.
I agree with that. He does that. He does that in his comic book. Nothing like that happens in the movie.
Yeah, there's no
Nothing
man
like
bad.
that. I mean, I didn't say it. I didn't see that.
They are
Sorry.
villains like usual.
Villains like usual.
Like usual. Nothing
Man
has
that
changed.
needs to get their butt kicked. Who to do it if not her? Should she call her cousin and say, hey, is that what you want, guys? You want her to call her cousin because he's a man? And okay, come and kick their butts for me, Clark.
Yeah.
Is that what's supposed to happen? Then what is the plot? Do you want her to fight other women?
Is she super or not?
She actually fights other women. There is a group of women there on the train.
Oh yeah, she kicked their freaking butt. She doesn't care who
Everybody
it is.
gets his butt kicked.
If it's wrong, it's wrong.
Yeah, if it's wrong,
if
it's
they're
wrong.
wrong, they're wrong.
That's it. Yeah.
So basically, we were absolutely. So imagine this, guys. You're watching the news, right? And you see all of those things that sway you to think in different ways. That's why many people stop watching the regular news. It's the same thing with YouTube, it turns out. If you watch all those reviewers, and I would unsubscribe from most people that I watch just because how many times they were so freaking inaccurate and they didn't watch the movie actually because they literally say things that didn't happen or say things that they think that happened but they didn't happen. They're super inaccurate. So if I didn't have to know what those guys think because it's part of my job, I would unsubscribe right away. From Jeremy Johns, from Grace, from Neurotic, from everybody. I am unsubscribing right now because I'm sick of this misrepresentation
Totally.
of what's actually happening on screen. And we started watching the movie like that, conditioned by what they said, and we were expecting Kara to not care about anything or anybody, just like they said that she doesn't care about anything. Well,
that she doesn't want her powers. She's not accepting them. She's trying to get away from them and things. Nothing like
no,
that.
she just wants to go to a red sun so she can get drunk because it was her birthday.
Yeah, Will Gibson, I would like a specific scene. Just by saying it's all over there. A specific scene, man. Just tell me a specific scene. Tell us. Yeah, just that, as we say.
Okay.
And just to answer to Tekwa, yes, Tekwa, but watch it. You see that journey there. It's a character development.
It is a character. She actually has a character development.
It has, it's way better than the freaking Superman 2025. It's way better. If you ask me now, Logan, which one do you prefer from this universe? I would watch this again. I would actually go see it again.
Yeah.
Whereas I want nothing to do with the Superman from before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. She actually had a she chose several times to save people instead of getting the antidote for crypto. She had many opportunities to get it. It always slipped away in some kind of a form, but she could have gotten it if she was so selfish, but she didn't. She saved whoever she was supposed to save. She always chose to save people, no matter what.
Yeah.
She risked her life. She almost died 2 times in the movie because she decided to be heroic, like literally. She was kicked out in space when she was not close enough to the yellow sun, and she started to freeze to death.
And actually, the thing with the drinking and her, living like a drink and things like that, it's not more than 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's actually
in the beginning, the part where I was sleeping when I got bored. Actually, that's it. That the whole freaking out of, oh no, they show her how she's pink, and I thought that this scene is full frontal with the panties on her legs, and we hear sounds. Nothing like that. She just goes inside.
Well, we see her this
we see
much,
this much,
like this
but that's it.
much.
That's it. Really, that's it. And people were freaking out. Oh no, they show her how she's being. So they're going to show how she's barfing or something. No, she did
Well,
nothing of those things
she had to
exactly.
throw.
She had
She definitely threw
not
up in
because
the
she was
movie.
not because she was drunk. That
Yeah, she
because
was
of different
poisoned.
reason. She was
So that
poisoned.
was
Yes.
not her
Mm-hmm.
fault, technically.
Mm-hmm.
The movie starts with the Cryptopian on Superman's newspaper, which is awful.
Yeah.
We're never gonna say that's great. That's not great. It's
Exactly.
stupid.
And just I lost my thought because we saw a comment. So and
AJ,
no, by the way, speaking about Lobo, because really there is a reason for him being here. You know, in the movie explained. It's not just yeah he's here because we want to introduce him and maybe have a movie with him, but that's done actually good. This is how you should do it. You want to introduce a new character, you put him in a movie because he's not very well known, guys. I mean, let's not
I mean, we know
kid
him,
ourselves. We know him,
but we are
some people from
Superman fans.
the animated series of Superman and things like that, comic book fans, but mass audience have no idea who this guy there is with the white face and you know what why he's doing what he does. So and you put him in that context of the movie. Now should he be there because he's not in the main comic book of the one? No, he shouldn't. Was there sense of it? Yes. Are people going to be more interested now to see a movie with him? Yeah, well, I am. I want to see a movie now. Well, I want him to look better, like Jason Momoa looked before. But it was great.
Yeah.
He was there.
He was naturally
He was-
introduced in the story because what he wanted to do crossed with what Supergirl wanted to do.
Yeah, and they
it was not
helped
the
each other.
same.
It wasn't guys. Oh, maybe some of you have seen that, but I have no idea what insecurities people have today. She wasn't better than him.
No,
It wasn't, you know, belittled Lobo and she had to save his. Nothing like that.
nothing like that. He was a
Nothing
jerk to
like that.
her.
He's a jerk
He
to
did-
everyone.
Yeah,
You know, he's in comic books.
He
He's
does
jerk to
not
pretty much everyone.
discriminate, guys. He's a jerk to men, women, and child, and kids alike. Yes, because that's Lobo. So they nailed that part. Jason Momoa is Lobo, and Lobo is Jason Momoa. There's basically no difference.
I'm going to address that now. Sorry, you have to cut it, but that's important.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will stop.
Okay, so Will says now, yes, the scene where they told the girl to put on burqa type headdress because it's not safe for girls is this in this world because all men are bad didn't happen, right? Men, have you been in an Arabic country? Have you been in an Arabic country, in a Muslim country? Have you been there? If you have been there,
It's not a burqa though. It's just a
whatever. That's what it's implied. Have you been in a country like, and if you're a woman,
Yeah.
imagine if this girl here now all of a sudden we transfer her in a world like that. Do you have any idea what will happen? And this is not all men are bad. These are specific group of people in countries. It is going to be dangerous.
I
Allegedly
just want to point out something very
You know.
important that we forget.
Yeah.
This was the planet that was dying, and all criminals were gathering there to do their things in trafficking. So the context is important. The context is everything. This was explained. It's not all men are bad. It's criminal planet. They're using it as a trash bag. I mean, a trash planet, so they can do their criminal things because all the other people that were decent, men and women, left. They evacuated.
Yeah.
So this is just like a planet full of criminals. So there's no all men are bad. They're just these guys because their whole race is criminal.
Yeah.
And that is pretty accurate if you think about some real people.
If you think that it's a feminism to you know, send me in one of those countries with a flamethrower allegedly on Minecraft, you know, I would happily do it. But anyway, so yeah, how people can see that?
By this
was it
logic,
necessary this plot to be? No, it wasn't. Was it in the context again? Yes, but by this logic, we saw good men in the movie. We saw Kara's father.
Oh, Kara's father was
That was a good man.
Was a saint.
That was a good man. Not
He's a
every man in
saint.
the movie was freaking idiot. No, we saw even Superman who was kind of better in that movie. Right? So I mean, he's still.
Yeah, he was kind of better in this movie than his own
you know,
movie.
this reminded me the case back in the day when they introduced the new Spider-Man, you know, Tom Holland in Civil War, and I was like, finally they have done it. And then they show me the stupid Tom Holland movies. What did you do? Now it was the opposite. You show me a shitty movie with Superman, and then you put him in another movie written by another person and say,
That's better,
"Ha,
man."
ha."
Yeah, they even showed
So
his.
yeah.
I mean, there is a scene at the end of the movie where you see him standing in the room, and you see his shoulders, how big they are, and his shadow, and that looked awesome.
Mm.
I mean, it showed his stature as a Superman, and that looked awesome. Like finally, and there are a couple of heroic poses and images of Superman at the end of the movie, which actually were meant to show that she is now accepted that she should be a better person and not do the other things. And what she was doing, the drunk behavior, all of that, was absolutely criticized and called out by Rufi, who was a very honorable girl
Yeah,
coming from this very honorable family. So she called this out and she said, "This is a very bad behavior. I don't want to be like you."
exactly.
Then,
Yeah.
after a while, she started understanding Supergirl more because Supergirl started showing that she actually
And that's
changed.
that she
She's
actually
changing.
changed, and that's what actually what was the idea, that they're learning from each other. Learning from each other, Ruti Hill is much better than the comic book. Actually, the comic book is so obnoxious, but anyway. But even there, this happens. Learning from each other. Kara tells her about that revenge is not going to be okay. Ruti tells
And
her
then
that what
something
she's doing
great
is not
happened in
okay,
the end
and
with
then something great
revenge,
happens
which
in
we're
the end.
gonna explain
Yeah.
because I have a great
Mhm.
example from Xena Warrior Princess about that scene, which
Mhm.
nobody understands right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really want to explain that scene at the end as well. But there are a couple of things again that reviewers said that were not true.
Yeah.
Because every
Sorry.
single location that Kara went and how she got there was explained. Like now, at the beginning of the movie, she's on the Red Planet, right?
Mm.
She very difficult in a very difficult manner, but she manages with no powers to get Ruffy's sword and to beat the guy for it. Very difficult.
Mm.
So she was ready to leave everything. She was having fun in the bar, but she saw that Ruffy's in trouble. She didn't know her. She risked her life without powers to get her sword back because that was not right. It isn't right. So she went, she risked her life, no powers. She managed, almost got, yeah, that was super dangerous for
Mm.
her. It was very brutal. So she survived that. She was kicked. So after that, they go on a planet where there's a normal yellow sun, and then she beats a bunch of guys. So some of the reviewers thought that that's a planet with a red sun. And they say, how
What?
can she beat so many guys? She didn't have powers then, and she's throw them around like they're nothing. Guys, because that was a yellow.
Freaking yellow sun.
It's yellow. They show it in the movie.
Yeah.
They show it. Did you sleep there? I'm talking to the reviewers. Did you sleep
Probably.
there?
Probably.
I mean, yes, it's show, not tell. It's shown. It's on the screen. Nobody's giving you exposition. Hey,
Hey,
now we're going
yellow sun.
yellow sun now. It's shown. So many people are complaining about show, not tell. Show, not tell. They did it. They showed it. Or there's like little lines, like for example with Lobo, where he says that he is hunting basically, and I'm gonna get money for this guy. So you know that he's there for the money. But then people
There
say,
isn't. Yeah.
yeah, Jeremy Jones, I have no idea. Why is Lobo there? Jeremy, did you watch the movie?
He was probably combing his beard or something.
What are you doing? He said it. Hey, English is our second language. You're in America. What are you doing? We understand the movie. And
Yeah.
you didn't.
You didn't.
What the hell? So, anyway, that's so frustrating because it happened many times. Just remember, it happened many, many times before. We watch the reviewers, and then we as the reviewers go to see a movie, no matter if it's on the right side or on the left side, and they're still wrong about stuff.
Yeah.
Something, but it's like again shows that they're not watching the movie. I'm focused, guys. I do not eat in the movie theater, okay?
Yeah.
I only
No
drink
popcorn, no things.
water.
We just drink
And
water.
I actually never take my eyes off the screen. That's how I watch movies. I never blink. I never go to the bathroom. I watch the screen nonstop. He as well. We are both like this. And our movie theaters are quiet. Nobody talks. Nobody says a beep. We only had 2 bad cases in our whole lives going to the movie theaters with people being a bit loud. 2 cases.
Yeah.
For 20 years since I've seen a movie theater,
Mm.
We're blessed like that. But the point is, we're very focused. So there's numbers, like endless amounts of times. Like Chris Gore said, if you watch the trailers, you've seen everything. No! all the action scenes
You
that
saw
are
nothing.
shown, there's so much more.
Mm.
There's so much more. There's so much more heroism. And all the times that Supergirl risks her life, man. I mean, she's young, so she's a bit reckless, but she will do everything to do the right thing. She doesn't even actually realizes it because she's in that mode of, suffering, but she's still doing the right thing, although she's
Mm.
not in the best mood ever.
Again, guys, no matter what reviewers you're watching, because I keep seeing in the comments, oh, this guy said that, this guy said that. What about your opinion, guys? What about your opinion? If you're not interested in the movie, cool, but until you watch it, you can't speak just because someone else gave you an opinion. Even we, now that we tell you positive things, again, you shouldn't be. Mm, then it's cool, and start walking around people and saying, the movie's cool, because you still haven't seen it. Doesn't matter. We are not saying that we are totally right or anything and the others are wrong, although they are. Now we are saying it.
I mean, factually, those are
Factually,
facts.
those are facts. Yeah,
It's
those
not
are facts.
opinion.
Yeah,
Some things are opinion, but some
totally,
things are facts.
totally. Did they say those things that well, Momoa shouldn't be there? Wobu shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be there. Okay, yeah, but they made it work. That's what we mean. That's what we mean.
Yeah.
They made it work. Yes, they added it so that maybe you have, some other, let's say, male character or something like that. They could have added anyone by that point, but they added it to show, look, maybe you like this guy. I mean, did we complain when they added when they added, for example, Black Widow in Iron Man 2? No, right? Nobody said, well, we don't need that character. No, they did it so that they should look. She is interesting. She will be in Avengers.
Also, Jeremy Jones said that there was no lighting in the movie, so you couldn't see the faces of the actors. So the light was like from here, coming from here, so the face was like all black. That never happens.
Yeah.
Where did he saw that the actors were not lit? They were all lit.
Yeah. Also, Kano, how do you know? Did you see it actually? Did you see it? Anyway,
I just think that
people really
we should all drop the conditioning, okay?
absolutely.
There is
Yes.
conditioning. You are swayed by what you hear every day.
Yeah.
You just have to try to see it on your own. I mean, you're seeing it on your own, but then you're still thinking about all the
You
reviews,
still think
and
about
you're
all
saying,
and
yes,
you
that's
start
true
seeing,
because they said it.
yeah, they said, oh, there are women, they're so bad, oh, this happens, oh, he's belittled and things like that. Like, how was, for example, He-Man belittled in the movie because Stewart told him, haha, it's a funny name. How was Buzz Lightyear emasculated because Jesse kissed him first?
That happens all the time.
How was that emasculation?
No, in context is
Jesus
amazing.
Christ.
In context is very different when you see why it happened.
Exactly. I mean, the same thing could happen. You could be conditioned to believe the positive things and like shitty movies out
Like
or whatever.
guntards.
But that's exactly. But that's why, and no, we are not guntards just because we like that movie. We said it in the beginning. We prefer the Snyder things, but objectively, that's a good movie. It's better than the Gun Superman. Hell, I liked a bit more than the Guardians of the Galaxy actually.
Yeah, we are way better than Galaxy.
Way better than that.
I mean, I know that people are gonna go crazy about it, but the point is that here we see actually a meaningful arc of Kara that goes from one bad behavior. We see that she is very good person actually. On Krypton, we see what happens to Krypton. We see that her parents actually very good. They don't want to conquer Earth. They want actually Kara to be good and to save people. They tell her that they're absolute saints. But unfortunately, they're very sick, so that's why they can't. I don't want to say
they are what Jor-El and Lara should have
been, yeah,
in the Superman movie. This is what they should have been,
Yeah.
not because yes, they do double down on the thing. Yes, Superman was sent here to conquer us. They do mention it this twice when we see the scenes on Krypton.
That is just like mentioned in passing.
Yeah,
but
but they do say that. But
that's bullshit, of course.
that's bullshit, of course.
We would never
Calling
agree
that,
to that
never agree
bullshit.
to that type of thing. But this is what Jor-El should have been, and we saw a good man. Kara's father, I keep forgetting his name actually.
Zor-El.
Yeah, so
Zor-El is
was it
Zor-El
Zor-El?
because she's
Okay.
Kara Zor-El.
But wait,
Yeah.
Wasn't Zoro another? I keep mistaking the
Okay,
cartoons. Anyway,
never mind.
so yeah,
Point
we
being,
saw good men in
yeah.
that one. There was also a father there who wanted to save his daughter, from the traffickants. Wobo was cool. Uh, I just, as I told you, I felt ashamed that I like it because of all the conditioning out there that keeps telling me, stupid stuff.
Yeah, but Keanu says that he's seen parts. I also seen parts that are horrible because there's no context to them and they're cut
Yeah, yeah.
more than they are cut in the movie.
You
They're
can't
cut.
base an opinion on that story.
They're
These are
cut.
cut things.
There's longer, there's more
Mm,
seconds to every shot that you see. It's not exactly the same scene. There's more context, and when you see it in context with the rest of the movie, actually makes sense now because the movie is not just one scene or two scenes, and it's not the scenes that are in the movie.
And since when showing you that a woman is actually brave and is doing the things bad, a good thing actually, that she's good since when is that a bad thing? No, again, I'm going to say it, nobody of you guys freaking complained about Eve from Steroid Blade, who could do things, she could fight, right? She could kick ass. She saved both women and men and things like that. Everybody was like, "That's a great game," because of boobies and other things like that.
That's
And
the only
whatever.
reason.
And that was the only reason. Nobody complained there. Nobody said, "Well, they make her so powerful, that thief with her sword and things like that. So that must be bad because all men are bad, right? She fight with men there." She made Adam, or what was his name?
No said a beep. Nobody said a beep.
Nobody said a beep. And now all of a sudden, it's bad. Yeah, was it bad what they done to Superman in his movie? Totally.
Eve also had absolutely zero substance to her character. It was only boobs and butt. Zero substance. So it's great when it's zero substance.
Like yeah.
But when there's actually like actual story and character growth, like everybody is screaming about character growth. Well, you have it, but now nobody sees it. Like everybody like this. I'm gonna see like the movie like this and then complain about it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. So that's why it's very important again to go experience whatever it is like it's meant to be seen and not 2% of it and then have an opinion on it. And we were so horrified that we are going to suffer through this movie. Like we literally were. We said 1,000 times how we're going to suffer because even leftists don't like this movie. So, but they're like far right or far left. They don't like the movie. Well, we don't subscribe to any stupid politicians or conditioning or brainwashing or a psyop of today or whatever.
What if we
just want to watch the movie?
Android truth? What if she's an android? She could still have character, right?
Doesn't matter.
Androids actually behave like people and things like that, depending on the sci-fi.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what she is.
Doesn't matter what she is.
Presents herself as a woman.
Yeah.
Acts like a living, breathing being. So it doesn't matter if she has also parts inside that are metal.
Is not. Let's go then to Lara Croft. She's not an android. Nobody complains about that, right? How she fights men and things like that, right?
Now,
she kicks their butt.
We used to have very good female characters, as you know, that were written with substance. They look great. They're amazing. They had story. Nobody complained.
Nobody complained about the first Wonder Woman movie. The
first
one was great. Yeah, nobody complained then.
The point is to go back to just assess things case by case basis. If it was me, I will never write this movie. I will make Kara just as she was in the Supergirl TV show because that's Supergirl to her core. Now, is this Supergirl becoming Kara from the TV show? Yeah, it kind of looks like it in the end of the movie.
In the end of the movie.
She committed to be a lot more serious and actually be with Superman.
And she accepted that she has to be on Earth and that's her home.
And that she has to give it a chance.
Which means that she's changing. She doesn't stay the drunk girl and anything
because
like
everybody presented the movie. That's the point, guys, that everybody presented the movie like she didn't change, she didn't learn nothing. And the last scene is very controversial because the thing is that in the comic book she and Ruffy put this guy in the what zone? The zone.
The Phantom Zone.
The Phantom Zone. And years later, he's apologetic and they reconcile with
300 years later.
Yeah. Now, this guy right here, this whatever his name was, forget the
Krem?
villain,
Krem? Ah,
Kremchu.
Krem.
Yeah, Kremchu. That was like a literal translation actually in the movie. Kremchu. The cream guy, the creme. He's much worse, I think, than he is in the comic
Mm.
books. He's much worse.
Yeah,
Is
he's
that
much worse.
correct? Yeah.
The other one in the comic book at least has some honor.
Yeah, this one
This
does.
one doesn't.
Now there's something very important that we have to say before we get to this controversial scene at the end. So there's there's this preconceived notion from everybody that the villain has to be somehow profound and great, and it's like all about the villain, it's not about the hero. Like nobody's talking about the hero. It's like the villain has to be profound, great, and like the Joker every time or Darth Vader. Sometimes the villains are actually there to make the hero shine and not the other way around. So if so the villain serves a purpose, he does things so the main character has to realize that they are wrong in their path and they have to do something because they're faced with this ultimate evil that has no consciousness whatsoever. So in that kind of a way, he's perfect because he serves his purpose is an absolutely irredeemable evil guy that just you cannot reason with such person. Their whole existence is to be horrible and to be a blight to society and to steal girls and do horrible things and sell them and whatever. So you cannot redeem this guy. He cannot be put in the phantom zone and say, hey, Krem, correct yourself. No, because his whole race is like that. So the way that they wrote this character is just so Supergirl can be like, hey, this is like an immovable object, an obstacle that you cannot look away from. Because if you do, everything will suffer. And and of course Crypto, who again I will never agree that he has to be used as the thing that will suffer in this movie.
To be fair, in the comic book, actually, later it's revealed that the poison would never harm him, and Kala is using what happens to him just as an excuse to go with Ruti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here is the opposite.
He was never in danger in comic book,
Ah,
actually.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, here
But
he
here is
is.
the opposite. Here he is in danger.
Here he
Yes.
is in
Yeah.
danger,
Mhm.
and she does everything because he's the last thing that's left from Krypton that she has. So of course, I mean, if anybody has a dog like I do, you will know that there's nothing that you won't do, for your dog, of course. So that's not a stupid plot, but it's definitely they shouldn't do that. I don't want to see Crypto suffer. I don't want to see this for a second time. They already did in the other movie in Superman 2025. We talked about this already,
Yeah.
so we will never agree to that whole thing. But we're just saying that in the context that this movie, the story was developing and the character development that actually did happen with Kara, it all worked and it all made sense. I will still absolutely delete this movie and I will delete the previous movie if I could and just have the Snyderverse or something that's kind of like that, but maybe, more colorful or whatever, just to not have anything gun related. But we can't do that. So if you judge it as what we have now, it's totally better movie than Superman, and it's more
Absolutely, yeah.
meaningful because she actually has a character. So she goes through the trauma, she finds meaning in helping people, she saved a ton of people in this movie, and she chose them over getting the antidote 500 times.
Yeah.
She could have gotten the antidote at least 5, 10 times in this movie, and every time it was like in her grasp, and she went and saved somebody because they would die. Did she save absolutely everybody? No, she didn't. But she saved almost everybody in this movie.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of the movie, and this is a big spoiler, I guess, but again, this is the controversial thing that I want to get to. So, spoiler, if you care. At the end of the movie, she wants to explain to Rufi, because she's a kid still, that this innocence that she has, that has to remain. So she didn't want Rufi to kill Cram. She wanted to save Rufi from that decision because she will regret it for the rest of her life. All of those things. And that makes sense. I think anybody can understand that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then when Rufi is not there, she goes and she stabs Scream twice. Once in the stomach for what
For
he did.
Crypto.
Yeah, for what he did to Crypto, and once in the throat for what he did to Rufi, and then she takes the antidote. Now, everybody will say that this is a wrong decision. But again, everything is about context. If we don't have context, we don't have movies, we don't have meaning, we don't have anything. So the context here is first she wants to save Ruthie from doing it. Second, she realizes that she has to do it. This guy has to die because again he's written in such a way that there is no redemption. He will do what he will do. That's it. He's like Zod. He's bred to do a certain thing, and he will never stop doing that thing. He is vengeful, he's lustful, he's every bad thing in the book. So you gotta kill him. There's nothing else. And she is already somebody that suffered. That's building up through the whole movie. You know, if you paid attention, of course, that she suffered so much. She's already scarred. It's not something that's gonna affect her the same way that's gonna affect Rufi. So it's not gonna burn her so in this case. She's damaged. She's damaged already. And this guy has to be taken out. The bigger thing that you could do in this case, if we are in real life,
I mean,
if you're a real person,
he did say
you will kill this guy.
He did say you think you saved her soul, or you saved nothing because I am coming back, and she knows that. She knows that
Yeah.
Ruti is not saved until this guy is,
He's dead.
totally dead. Much like with Zod in
the
Man of
same.
Steel.
Yeah.
The whole Earth was not going to be safe until, Superman did what he had to. That's why he said we're just going to come back. That also happened in a comic book with Superman when he kills the three Kryptonian with kryptonite. Zod is one of them because Zod tells him you're too much of a Boy Scout to actually do it. We're just going to come back, and he says you don't know actually what I am, and shows them the kryptonite, which kills them essentially. And he's the one who has to live with that whole burden, and here in that case, it's Kara. She knows that she can take it.
Yeah.
She's the one with the powers, and she was all ready to trauma and things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas Ruti is still young. She doesn't need to go through all that. It was enough what happened to her. She lost her brother, her father, her mother. Was that a brother actually?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So the point is that do I want to see superheroes kill? Well, if it's written well, it makes sense.
If it makes sense.
It doesn't break any realistic code, actually, because the unrealistic thing is to not take this guy's life. That's it. Do I like to see characters? Because many people will say, why do we have to see superheroes written in such situations where when they have to make such decisions? Well, because it makes sense. It's
now
there's
again,
substance to that.
as we say, would we, if we make a movie or write a comic book, would we start with drunken and depressed Karen? No, we would start like the show started off, as we say. But in the context of that movie, it works because she grows through that. Aren't there out there many people who have problems with drinking and things like that? That can actually, this can lift them up to see, here you go, no matter what you been through, maybe that will help.
They wanted to make her very different from Clark. Now, Supergirl in the
That's
comic
the thing,
books
yeah.
is different from Clark, but she's in the same time she's very idealistic, just like he is. So James Gunn decided, no, we have to make her traumatized. So then she works through that, and then she chooses to be good still, which is okay. It's pretty. It's deep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it again.
Now,
but at least it's something.
would we like it if in a movie with her and Superman they show that she's way better? And no, then it's the feminism you talk about, guys. When they tear down the one of the heroes so that the other can shine, just like they did in the show, by the way.
Just like they did in the show, which is horrible.
And then we'll call it out.
Yeah.
Then we'll totally say, now this was, the bad feminism in play. But then again, guys, they do that even when you have two characters that meet up in a crossover, and one of them, because he's the new guy or you haven't seen him so much, he has to kind of be better and things like that. Have you read, guys, Spawn and Batman from Frank Miller, drawn by Todd McFarlane? No, I love the writing, but the story and the writing is horrible. Anyway, so in that comic book, who has powers, Empress? Batman or Spawn?
Spawn?
Spawn, exactly. So it's kind of logical that Batman couldn't do anything. I mean, he was hitting him, he was thinking, because there is this like noir type of a Frank Miller narration in his mind, oh, it's as if I hit a brick wall. What is happening there? I can't do anything against him. This guy is so strong.
I'm Batman.
And if you feel like, oh, they emasculated Batman because no, Spawn is subjectively better. He has superpowers. They gave after that the Batman found some kind of a glove that gave him a chance. He still didn't have a
You mean
chance.
stronger, not better. As a character, just stronger as a
Just stronger, you
a
know,
being.
plot device, as we say. But
I mean, by that logic, we can say everybody are emasculated from another man or from another woman or from a
everybody, just
tree.
total emasculation, you know.
Like there has to be something, something to show you how the other person is reacting to a certain situation, to show how their character is it a strong character? Case in point, when Superman fought Batman in BVS, he was holding back the whole time because the idea of him even being there and exposing himself to Batman's, all weapon and arsenal, and he was prepared with kryptonite. He didn't know about kryptonite, so he didn't care. He just wanted to talk to Bruce and say, "Hey, can you go and help me save my mom?" And he held back the whole time. He could have killed him. That was not a fight to kill Batman. That was totally not. Batman wanted to kill Superman the whole time. He didn't want to hear Superman. He didn't want to hear him out at all. He was drenched in his hatred. He was like consumed by it. So he throw everything at Superman. He throws everything in that moment at Superman, and Superman holds back the whole time. Then, of course, the kryptonite surprise him. Some parts he recovered, and there's that scene where Batman is hitting him and Superman is like, he can't hit him anymore, and there's some great stuff at the end. Batman brings the freaking stupid, the spear, and in that moment,
Stupid spear.
yeah, and in that moment when he presses him next to the floor and he cuts his face, Superman lets all of that happen because finally, when he sees Batman, pressing him this way, he was hoping that Batman will realize what he's doing. And that is why Superman finally said, "Go save Martha." And when he hears that, "save Martha," and everybody on the internet made fun of it because they didn't get it. So the point was that Superman at that moment became a human in Batman's mind, because he saw that he's not there to kill him. He's there to tell him, "Hey, this woman, my mom, happened to be named Martha, has to be saved. And you're here preventing this to happen, and your parents die in the same way." That is everything that Batman had in his head in this time. That was not shown. It was clear that that was happening. The scene when it was explained by others is exactly that. The point is, this is very misunderstood scene. It shows, it doesn't tell, but it shows. So in that moment now, people think that Superman is emasculated. But what we actually see is that Superman is such a good freaking guy that he is ready to put himself in harm's way. He is ready to talk to Batman, because he could have a huge ego and not do that. He can just try to do it on his own. But no, he wanted Batman because the circumstances were also that they written the whole thing in such a way that they had to be together, to come together. Batman had to see the truth, had to see Superman as a good person. So Superman, as a good person that he is, he allowed all of that to happen to him, so Batman can come to his senses. That's Superman, true and true. That's his character. That means that he is the man, that he has the courage, that he has the heart. No, Batman did not emasculate Superman. Superman was literally the manliest man possible, and he risked himself to not only save his mom, but help Batman, save Batman's soul. Batman was lost. He was lost in his hatred, his suffering, because he lost Robin. He went through so much. He's this very, older and Batman who went through hell. Superman saved his soul in that moment, and he saved Martha, his mom.
Something like that happened in that Spawn Batman comic book, by the way. When Spawn finds out that there is a villain behind everything that tries to make them go at each other, and Batman comes with the power glove that he found, and he uses gas pellets to make Spawn barf and stuff like that. And again, at the end, they stop fighting because he actually tells him, there is this woman there that is doing, she was doing some robotics and guns and things like that, and even then Batman was like, you're in luck that I was tired from fighting you and things like that. And Spawn says, man, just shut up. I was holding back the whole time. I could kick your butt with my magical powers now, you know. Your gloves are nothing. Just let's just go and stop it. Yeah, you know, that was a douchebag Batman. That's Frank Miller Batman, the douchebag Batman, so which nobody
The,
likes. Now, anyway, now I want to point out something else before I forget.
yes,
Now, because
yes.
people uh, here apparently the people have problem that they make this Kara better than their Superman when the 2025. I mean, the movie's better. The movie's better.
Yeah.
Now, is the character better? Look, guys. Now, at first, she really doesn't accept what Superman is doing. She doesn't want that because of all the depression thing. She lost her planet and anything else. He gives her a suit. She kind of doesn't care. At the end, she accepts that. So she doesn't think. She says, "Think like my cousin sees the good in everyone. I see the truth." That was before she changed, and they shouldn't have show us that line in the trailers because that made me think, well, she thinks she's better now.
Yeah, in
No,
context now.
she understood, and in the end, she said, "Now this is my home, and I am going to stick around here and help you." She accepts his way. She doesn't think she's better. She accepts his way of doing the things.
Yes.
He became her inspiration,
Yes.
like it's in the comic books.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
like in the comic books.
Yeah.
So she doesn't think she's better than him. And also, guys, okay, you have problem with the plot with the women and being, you know, slaves and things like that, and she saves them. But you wouldn't have problem if it's the Punisher killing all these guys to save the women now.
Yeah, we wouldn't have any problem
Anyway,
if it was
yeah.
the Punisher. So
Right.
please, no double standards here.
Yeah. just,
How about
you know,
that?
Yeah.
No double standards. Men superheroes can save whoever they want, and women superheroes can save or fight whoever they want. Doesn't make sense to fight one or the other. They have superpowers. They just fight who is evil.
Yeah.
There should be no discrimination in who you hit in the face. Men, women alike should be hit in the face. You know, if they're bad, makes sense. And yes, I do agree that this movie will fail, and they did it to themselves.
Totally on them. Totally on them. Totally on what Millie Alcock was talking in
Yeah.
interviews and things like that. Sorry, you know, I mean, really,
nothing we can do about it. They did it to
say
themselves.
those, absolutely not. She shouldn't say, no,
It's just
well,
a pity,
I
you
think
know?
that she could beat Superman and to spice his drink up and things like
That's
that. And
not-
queer icon.
She's-
Those things are not in the movie.
Yeah, not
Those things are not in the freaking movie. The thing about, you know, well, I'm happy that the movie is not centered around men. Her father in the freaking movie, you know, was awesome. What do you mean it's not centered around men? That man gave you the values of your life, you know.
and mother.
And yeah.
Her mother on her deathbed
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
said,
Yes.
"Please, Kara, be good. Be
Yeah.
good. Go there, be good.
Mm.
Basically, do great things. Please, you have to be good." They said that to her several times. So her parents are absolute saints. They're amazing. Kara's also absolutely very good. She was super good. She saved Crypto. And that was on the funeral of her mom, no less. So he came in the perfect time and all those things.
Is she a horrible owner of crypto? Yeah, she is. She has to train him better.
She has to train him, absolutely. So let's talk about what we absolutely do not accept.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
because we do have things like that.
Yeah, so we talked about that, of course, that we will never write this movie like it was written. No. That's clear. The way it was written now in this context, there is good things about it, and the whole package works as it is. And she did grow, she did learn. Now,
just because that you Hive written, just go back a bit. We talk about the villain so that we don't repeat ourselves.
Yeah, you just have to watch this recording.
Just a bit.
So the thing that we do not like, and it does not make any sense, are the freaking green sun and kryptonite arrows.
Yeah.
Why would Krim have kryptonite arrows? How would he know? How? There is no explanation. So there's explanation.
No, not even in the comic book. And no explanation. He just has it.
So in the comic book, no explanation, and here no explanation. So everything else is pretty clear why it happens and how it happens, but it's not clear how this guy would know what weakens Kryptonians, what kills them. How did he know? Where did he get the kryptonite from? Now, kryptonite here, it's explained that when the city of whatever that was, Candor, not Candor,
Argo.
Argos. Argos or
Argo. Argo.
Argo. Yes, Argo. When that thing lifts off the ground and separates from Krypton to save themselves, then something happens from the liftoff. Basically, this radiation is created, and thus kryptonite is created. So they have to go to this capsulated city in space and take it from there. But they never explained that. They never explained how would they know what makes Kryptonians weak.
We don't even know actually in Superman how did Lex Luthor knew about the kryptonite, so that he make metamorpho freaking became kryptonite and just there.
Yeah, so that also doesn't make any sense from
Yeah.
Superman. They have to explain those things.
Yeah.
In Man of Steel was on Justice League, they showed that, this meteorite fell, how it is in other Superman representations, and there was kryptonite there, and they started researching this kryptonite, and Lex Luthor find out it has properties to hurt Superman. That was at least shown in freaking
At least
BVS.
was shown, yes.
But here there is nothing of the sort. So we have kryptonite for no apparent reason. We have a very clear weakness of Kryptonians for no apparent reason, unless there's Federation of aliens that know every freaking alien, how they're categorized and what's their weakness, not weakness, strengths. Nothing. We get nothing. That's zero information. And that thing with the green sun, I'm not sure if that's on the comic book.
In this comic book,
Yeah.
it's there. Just
is it explained?
It wasn't the combination of the planets that are between the red and the yellow sun, so that it become green. It's just a planet that has green sun, and I said even in comic book. So what? She has weaknesses to green now.
To green color? Then is it the Green Lantern now coming? Gonna make her sick? Yeah. Like what is this? This is bullshit. So this is complete bull. Now, okay, this is bull crap. This doesn't make any sense. Now, if it was explained, there will be no problem. But it wasn't.
It wasn't.
So basically, Kara, they throw her, they betray her. Let's say she's thrown into this planet where it has both suns, green and yellow, but they throw her there when it's the green sun, so she starts to die like immediately, and she actually does die. She dies.
Basically.
For a second there, 2 seconds, she's dead. That's it. But thankfully, the other sun starts rising because one when the green sun is down, the other rises. So she's back to normal. Great. In the future, I would advise her to never go to any other solar system with any other color sun than freaking yellow.
Maybe she should wear a nanosuit like Melissa Benoist.
Melissa Benoist wearing a nanosuit. Okay. That's another thing, because around Supergirl, there's many clips from the old shows, including Lois and Clark, by the way, including Smallville, which are great clips, actually. But there's these cringe clips from Supergirl where she's fighting Lex Luthor in a warehouse, and she all of a sudden turns into this Iron Man, almost kind of like a swimsuit / Iron Man, like Iron Man suit and a scuba diving suit had a baby, and then Voltron with their suits, they came along and they said, you're gonna have a baby with your baby.
Now.
We just gotta make this. So she fights Lex Luthor, and the only thing that he does is just shoot like this in normal human speed. She's like making this acrobatic movements. I'm like, what are you doing, Kara? This is retarded.
Absolutely.
You can just like do this and be behind him and kick his freaking ass. Are you kidding me? He can be flying across the room without you moving that much. He will never see you move. He will never see you move, perceive you move. Are you kidding me? This is so stupid. So there's many stupid things in the show as well.
Well, maybe someone was shouting at a microphone at Alexis here. 1A, B12,
yeah. B12, chicken nuggets, chicken. Okay. So, I'm not sure. Did we miss something before we can say something about the comments?
Oh, I think that's it.
Let me think about it.
Those were all the points.
How would we score the movie?
Oh, yeah, well.
Let's
get controversial, as we say. I'm giving it a 9, George. It was really surprising. I felt ashamed, and then I say, here with this the character grows. The character grows. She becomes Supergirl in the end. From Kara, she turns into Supergirl indeed.
And there's some super smashing awesome things that she does as well.
It's not
at the end.
it's not a James Gunn movie, as we say. Yeah, are there things like are inspired, like when it's fighting and things turn? Yeah, but guys, but there is actually a score. It's not my favorite punk rock band doing the things that I've listened to the 80s, and that's the music I like.
Ronda Rousey
and things like
intro
that.
song.
It was
new
actually
generation
score.
Style. No, that's not there.
Yeah.
I mean, punk rock is, I think, what Ronda Rousey song is, kind of like that.
Yeah.
That's thankfully not there.
No, I don't mind. I just mind when they do it in movies like that.
There is heroic music there somewhere.
There should be heroic music. So here there is heroic music.
Grace said that there's like nothing super that she really does besides her heat vision in one shot when she does this, and her arm is like in this side and she's shot from the back. No.
Grace probably didn't have a good view because of the ton of nachos that she bought.
No, she thought it was a lot of flying, cool scenes, how she flies and goes to the air and you see her silhouette. This is great. And
I will learn and things. I know it's in the comic book. They showed this for the first time in cinema. They never explained how this sun works. Why is it harmful?
Why is it harmful? Because it's just green.
Yeah.
But just green does not explain why it's harmful for her.
I mean, by that logic, when Green Lantern appears and both her and Quark must be.
The only explanation for kryptonite in this movie is that it's created by the launch of the city when it detaches from Krypton. That's how they say that the Krypton is created. This means that Krypton is only found there on that piece of Krypton that flies in space. Why the hell is this sun the same as kryptonite? They have to still explain something. You can't just assume that because it's green is bad, because again, then Green Lantern is bad for Superman, but he isn't. He can defeat him like that.
Like, Superman, Green Lantern. No.
No. Get away with this green. Oh no, green color on the table. No, So the color green or green sun does not explain anything. They have to say this sun is just like kryptonite for some reason, but they never say anything. I mean, they have to say the reason. I mean, it's clear it's like kryptonite, but we don't know why.
Let's say that they didn't explain it in the movie, but let's say it's because of the combination between the red and the yellow sun, some kind of weird radiation forms and things. And not that anyone said that,
but nobody said it.
Nobody said it. It's just the green sun, and they say. Well,
I always say, guys, it's not our job as viewers to make excuses and explain things instead of whoever made the movie. If there's a plot hole, that's not on us. We shouldn't be explaining it. They have to explain. Please, this is the only two things that actually had no continuity or explanation. How did the Krem guy had kryptonite dart just prepared for her in case he meets a Kryptonian? Why? Was he like tailing Kara? Was he investigating Kryptonians before that? What was it? Like, what's the thing?
I think he said, was that in a comic book or it was here? I don't remember. He said that he has them in his collection for a long time, but never tested it. Okay. Again, it's not explained. From where the hell do you have the kryptonite arrows? Who made it? Who decided, kryptonite, I'm going to make arrows now? Maybe.
How did you get it? How did you know? How did you know what's gonna hurt the Kryptonian? Like, in all the Superman things that we ever had, kryptonite was discovered eventually to hurt Superman on Earth. That's it. And they found out that was from his planet, so they called it kryptonite. We have a whole arc about this, basically. We have a story how that happened. But here we have nothing. Nothing. And
someone just made arrows.
And again, this is explained in BVS. Here we get nothing.
Yeah.
So just because we all assume that there's kryptonite somewhere doesn't mean that they have to skip all of that and just not say anything. We still have to know how the character got it. We don't need explanation why this race of Krem people, they're not Krem,
what was it? The brigands.
The brigands are such horrible assholes. We know that this is how they procreate. They have to steal women because they don't have their own. So they're basically like Amazons, but evil. But men and evil. So then you can say, why are this movie appropriating kind of like a culture of the Amazons, but make them evil and make them men. That's kind of weird, you
Yeah,
know?
but that's what the guys have problem with because they made men bad.
But a lot of men and women are freaking bad.
Mm.
There is a movie here with two black people. Now, this is another point.
Yeah.
This is another point,
Oh
guys,
yeah. I
that
remember that.
reviewers
What you
got
say? Yes.
wrong.
Yeah.
So here it is. I knew that we missed something.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who was it? Who was it? Somebody said, I will lie to you guys, I'm
One
not
of the
sure who
guys
was it.
at Noidodic, I think.
Yes,
Don't
that
remember who
white
exactly.
people bad and black people good. No, no,
No.
no, absolutely no. There's two black people that pretend to be good in this
Mm.
movie because their daughter is stolen, and then they poison Supergirl. They poison her because Krem promised that he's gonna return their daughter back in exchange for Ruthie and Supergirl, for both of them. So they betray Supergirl and freaking poison her. It's not that they're bad people per se, but they were ready to do that. And they did it, and they're black. So there is no such thing as no black people good. No, absolutely not. All people are bad, and all people are. I mean, whoever was good was good, whoever was bad was bad. There was one super cute alien guy, this small, that was controlling the bus, or he was translating for the bus driver. The Supergirl was on the bus, and he was super cute and amazing. I love everything that he says
Yeah.
because he speaks in this timbre male voice, but he's this small. He's so cute. That's awesome. Like I love such things that actually are cute and just cool addition. The criminals that attack them on that bus, guys, are women.
Yeah.
So there's
And they are not from this comic book, but they are from the classical comic books, which they put here. But yeah, that's a band of women.
band of women. So no,
Here you
women are
go.
not good.
Yeah.
So women are not good in this movie, guys. Those women are very bad. Very, very bad. And I really enjoyed the scene where Supergirl is interrogating one of them with her heat vision. And the criminal woman says, what are you going to give me? It's like, to give you this information. And Supergirl is like, intact vertebrae. I mean, she didn't say it like that. It's just kind of funny to me now, but in the context of the movie, she was like,
So yeah, it wasn't true that they say that all the people of color in that movie are good and everyone else is bad. No.
yeah. So
Actually,
women are
no.
presented as bad because women could be bad. Newsflash: this movie is based, guys. It's based. Men are bad when they're bad. Women are bad when they're bad. Women are good when they're good, and men are bad when they're bad. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Reality of the situation. And
Yeah.
there's a freaking very like warm moment for a second there in the end of the movie where those girls that Supergirl saves, they actually help her in one particular moment, and it shows that they show the face of Supergirl, and she's like, oh wow, so my actions did something that actually contributed, and they're now helping me. They actually appreciate the good that I do. This is once again shown, it's not told. It's shown. You can see it in her face, the gratefulness, and how she's still changing in that moment. So that was great. She is pure as Superman at the end of the day. But the difference is that she got through so much shit and he never did. So that's the thing. He really got the best family, the best family. They're absolute simpletons, but you know what I mean. He got at least a modest family, at least, although we don't like them at all. But they're at least modest and they raised a very good boy. Whereas Kara should have got, I mean, she had such parents, great parents. Actually, her parents are way great, way greater than Papa and Ma Kent.
Yeah.
She had that, but she lost it. So just totally different. She starts from this, indeed, very damaged position. And she grows out of this and she is still pure at the end of the day. She still helps people because, again, throughout this whole movie, she risked her life 500 times.
Yeah.
And she was dead almost completely 2 times.
Yeah.
Because she did the right thing. That's why. At the end of the day, she chose to do the right thing. Even when she had no power, she did it. And then she did it again when she had powers. So she actually deserves the powers. I don't agree now with Grace, who said, oh, Superman, take that costume back. She doesn't deserve
No,
it.
she deserved it in the end.
She deserved
That's why
it
she put
at
it
the
on.
end.
As I said.
And she put it at the end. Because previously, if she put that costume, that would be not good. That would be not a good look. But at the end, she deserved it. Then she put it on. Just like when Thor deserved the hammer,
Hmm.
He could finally use it again.
Exactly.
He was worthy. That's like it is with the costume in a metaphorical way.
And
In a
as I said,
metaphorical way.
she accept his way. She accept the crest, the logo. She accept the way of Superman.
Yeah.
So she never said, "Well, I'm so much better than you" and anything like that. Okay.
So
I think we can address comments or
do it. But
go.
you read. I have no voice. It's very
Well,
hard for me to talk after I
we'll start
passionately poured
from
everything out
over
of my
here.
soul.
IGN gave it 6 ratings. Who cares about IGN, guys?
They are not objective. Why do you care about
So
IGN
now we care
now?
about IGN,
Yo,
but when
now.
they give 4 to Crimson Desert and 10 to Mixtape,
Or 6, whatever. To it doesn't matter. A
whatever,
lower score than
whatever.
it
Who
should be.
cares
We are
about?
all screaming against IGN, but now you agree with them if they give Supergirl 6. They don't know where they're at. They're delusional about everything.
Keanu says Logan and Empress are not so connected with this woke feminism American BS, and they miss those points sometimes. But because we are not so connected, but we know what is happening, we are able to filter through it, Keanu.
Exactly.
No extreme is good.
No.
Actually, Krakatoon said it, yeah. So you shouldn't be just, far to the left, far to the right. What about in between so that you can actually break all the conditioning? Conditioning goes both ways, don't forget.
Yeah.
No.
It is. And actually, guys, on YouTube, I just have to find his channel, but when Charlie Kirk got killed, this horrible thing happened. I found this channel. There's the guy that actually worked at creating psyops and psychological warfare and all those things. And he explains like in such depth how those things about the woke stuff is brainwashing everybody, no matter on what side you
No
are. And
matter
we
on
can
what side,
already
yes.
see that, and it's like evident through everything that we see. But once you realize how it's done, it's just done to put two groups of people against each other, and everybody thinks that they're right. The left thinks they're right. And of course, there's more right than wrong. I mean, there's some right things on the right, there's some right things on the left, just a little bit. But, when it's wrong, it's when it goes to the absolute extreme. But the point of this guy is to teach us that this is how these psyops are done to control people. That is integrated in media, it's integrated in our entertainment, and it's conditioning, and it's putting, two groups of people to fight. So powers that be can do other things, and you're not focused that much on the other things that they're doing, but you're focusing on little fights and whatever. So it feels like we're like enemies with other human beings just because we don't like the same things or we don't see them the same. And when a movie is actually normal, we all scream and shout against it. We don't even see it that it's normal.
Yeah.
Just like He-Man was normal.
He-Man was normal.
And it was He-Man.
Toy Story 5 was normal.
Yeah. Finally,
freaking cover of GTA 6 is just purple, guys. I mean,
that's purple, but it's because I love purple. But now, according to new things, that's gay, and that's gay. But that's like my colors. I love those colors.
using the word cozy is gay now and things like that, so we
I
shouldn't
can't
use
say
words.
cozy
I mean, we
now.
can't say anything.
I say it like I mean it, like what it means actually.
means,
so
yeah,
I have not lost track, and those are my still favorite colors. That's not gonna change because somebody thinks that's gay. Okay?
Yeah.
Those are actually one of the most beautiful colors. Purple actually brings positive energy. It means something. All colors mean something. And that's like original meaning, not what we are assigned to it now, or as somebody decided.
Yeah.
Bisexual lighting. Okay, fine. There's there's bisexual lighting somewhere, sure, but not everything is that. When you know me, you know that behind me will never be bisexual lighting, never in a million years.
Well, I have a gay friend who actually likes, dark magic and Celtic rituals and things like that.
Celtic rituals?
Yeah.
You mean? Well, that's interesting.
You see? But he's dressed in black and stuff like that. There is nothing purple on him, guys. But anyway, so So from the reviews I saw from Hive Rhythm, I saw they didn't say it was woke. They said it was poorly written and generic. Let them watch Shakespeare. Then it's good written. It's way better than the comic book, the original one, as we say.
Well, Shakespeare is also with this old English and
no, I mean that people are, if it's not Shakespearean and things like that, just
I don't know if
Anyway,
anybody actually understands Shakespeare.
no,
Also, Old English and how they thought back then is not how we think
not
now.
everything now.
So
Yes.
it's like tomato with tomato.
Kraketum says, and many non-US aren't as dogmatic too. Yes, which is good. Keanu says this is not good sometimes, to not be so involved as we say. EU politics want us to be this way. No, they want us to be what the Empress explained, to be either one far or the other one extreme,
Yeah.
or not
Not
in the middle. We are in the middle, That's why we were able to see through those things.
Oh, I want to say the Xena example
No, go.
as well. So, Xena example, guys. Again, I'm going back to Xena because that show was written perfectly in the way of character development.
Female character. Oh,
Back
guys,
when that was not a taboo.
She
Yeah.
kicked butt.
When she was written well, she kicked butt. She kicked men's butt. She kicked women's butt. It was all equal.
But Empress, she was made better than Hercules. The show was better than Hercules.
And the show was better
But she
than
never
Hercules.
said, "I'm better than you."
No.
Nor he said the other.
No, they loved each other.
Exactly.
And,
Imagine that.
They had
Imagine
different
that.
ways, but they're both epic. Anyway, so here's what happened. So there's one episode. This is reminiscent to what happened at the end of Supergirl when Supergirl decided to kill Cram instead of just leave him alone. So Xena, throughout her journey, they showed some flashbacks from what happened before and how she got many of her abilities and how she got so good. And that's throughout almost the whole show. So she goes to China, which is called Chengden, and she learns some amazing moves. I mean, she's taken under the wing of Lao Ma, who is like the empress there. Yeah, the empress actually of China. She teaches her some spiritual things and whatnot. But her son, the Lao Ma's son, that is supposed to be king someday, he's actually freaking evil. And and by this point of her life, Xena is also freaking evil. But in Lao Ma, she finds solace, she finds meaning, and she finds understanding. She finds that she really sees who Xena is, and she actually helps her out. She treats her like a human being. So Xena really loves Lao Ma, and she respects her, and she really teaches Xena amazing things. So Lao Ma means everything to Xena a lot, but Xena goes on her way, and she has her adventures. Eventually, though, and unfortunately, she gets a letter that Lao Ma is killed by her own son. So to her, to hear that Xena is not herself anymore, she's like inside, she's like heartbroken, angry, and just besides herself. You can imagine that is Xena we're talking about. So she's gonna react how Xena's gonna react. So she goes there. Gabriel is with her. Gabriel, knows the story, but she cannot connect to it like Xena can because she didn't live it. She just listens, she just watches, but she cannot understand. So, in the end of the day, she tries to convince Xena to not kill the son of Lao Ma. Please don't kill him, because Lao Ma wouldn't want that. But Xena finds out how her son killed Lao Ma. The brutal way that he did that to his own mother, and Xena lies to Gabriel in that moment. She says, "Okay, I'm not gonna kill him. Okay, I'm gonna be the better person. I'm gonna kill him. You move along, Gabriel." Not in that way. It was much serious scene. It was great. The point is that is the gist of it, what she's doing. And after Gabriel is gone, and after Xena also is gone, Xena is just turning around. She's going away. And we just see this guy sitting on the throne, and the camera turns around, and we see this eye. Like all of a sudden, this eye is normal. We see the next eye, which is blank. It's white. And then you see here. What is here? What is sticking out of his skull? Lauma's freaking, I don't know. It's not a pen. It's something that you use to clip your hair with. I don't know how that's called.
Like a pin or something.
Like a pin, okay. It's a hairpin, clip, whatever. Ancient one. So she drew that through his this part of the skull, and she killed him. And this is revealed to us at the end. At the end, we don't see how Xena's doing it, but we know, we saw that she has done it. And of course, episodes later, Gabriel understands that she's like angry at Xena and whatever, that she lied to her. But this must be done. So this time, the self-righteous talk of Gabrielle, who's most of the time she's right, but in this case, with the cruelty that he treated Lao Ma and he killed his own mother, that is not something you forgive. And Xena is a warrior. She killed endless amounts of people, and it's not like this one guy is a problem. It's the thing that what he did is inexcusable, irredeemable, and he does not should not be allowed to live and rule over China. And yes, Xena is
Yeah,
the one to do
he's
it.
going to be
Yeah.
a horrible ruler anyway. How can you let him
Yeah,
do
she
that
has
thing?
all the right to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That woman was a saint. Okay, and
Absolutely.
so this is the case. We have an irredeemable villain that displays absolute cruelty, and that if he can do that to his mom, there is nothing in this world that will redeem this guy, and he doesn't deserve it. Okay, so yeah. And there is a lot of discussion. One last thing. There was a lot of discussion, super deep one at that, in Xena, where whether or not you should kill. And Gabriel had this whole arc about it, which was fascinating because she wanted to take another route. She wanted to be more spiritual and just be more passive and hit people with her stick rather than kill them. So it was very well
I
shown.
think she even wanted to stop hitting them with the stick altogether.
Well, yeah, but she had to choose in this life and these circumstances that are very real in that setting, whether or not she should take the way of the warrior, which was Xena's way for sure, and or the way of the pacifist. And of course, at the end, she found out that she has to take the way of the warrior. There was
Yeah,
just no other way because although she has the best intentions towards the world and she can do good without killing, there's gonna be a moment where push comes to shove and she either has to make a decision or die. That's it.
that's it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was the truth. So you can tiptoe around it as much as you want and not make characters kill, but I think that there's a lot more strength sometimes in actually taking this decisive decision and live with it and to save people rather than hide behind morality that will lead to the death of many, many, many more people. That to me is it's more like I'm hiding behind an
Mhm.
ideology and I'm not going to take the decision that I have to take. That's that to me is kind of like weak. Choosing this type of thinking instead of not thinking but actually decisive action, which will lead to saving people. There's exceptions to that. Doesn't mean that heroes should kill all the time or
No, only
kill
when they.
only, but we have to have an exception when it's
Mhm.
absolutely necessary and recognize that context is everything. And there are cases when it's going to be absolutely necessary. And we see that in real life as well with, even policemen that sometimes have to kill. Now, of course, we have cases that they make mistakes. We know that. That's horrible. We're not talking about that. We're talking about objective cases where you have to make a split second decision sometimes. It's a matter of life and death, and if you don't take a person out, he's gonna kill everybody. How about those people that go shoot people in schools or in
Mhm.
the mall or
Yeah.
whatever? You're gonna go caress this person with a feather or try to not make him pull the trigger? Or you're going to just take him out because he has a real intent to do that and he will. And we know
Mhm.
that they will because that repeats all the time in the world. I mean, in America mostly, but you know what I mean. It has been something that does repeat. So this is a great actual example of life.
Mhm.
So
Indeed.
we cannot say to, in this case, with this scene of Supergirl, that she just contradicted herself because she still killed Krem, but she told the girl not to do it. Yeah, she has a true heart, and she was like, "You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You are pure. You are a kid.
Yeah. Stay like that. Be
Stay
a
like that.
child.
Be a child." But I'm already freaking damaged. I can take it. I have the strength to take it. If she has the strength to take losing her whole world, parents, everybody that she ever knew, she has the strength to kill this guy and actually make a decision and be a real person, for that moment.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
it.
the writer of the movie actually was Xena. Who knows?
Like Xena, no.
The first of I will loan. I think I see it like that. Has to go. He says, keep up the good review.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Have a
appreciating
good
it
one.
because we know we're gonna get a lot of flack.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we gotta be honest, guys. There's nothing more important than honesty in this world.
Yeah. Absolutely. What we see
That's it.
is honest
That's
people.
our superhero virtue.
Believe whoever you want, but we have to say the truth,
Yeah,
as we say. Yeah, they discuss here that what was that? Extremes are bad,
yeah.
as we say. 100%. Oh, welcome to Cody 195. I haven't seen you before, I think. Yeah. that should be about the word cozy. Okay, as long as you can, okay, groups to go out one another, the government and RIH can keep enriching themselves. Well, okay.
We probably lost the plot
Yeah.
of your comments, guys, by this point because I went on this long explanation about Xena, but had to be done.
The best side is the Vlad side, says Kano. Well, that's still extreme, don't forget.
I mean, sometimes it's necessary.
Sometimes it's necessary, as we said.
So we're gonna agree with that.
When it has to be done. I mean, I really appreciate what he done to the Turks. Allegedly in my class.
But yeah, also it's not good to make everything about sex and sexuality and all of that.
The Plima one says colors are colors. Dudes trying to make everything sexual and about sexuality need to get some good hobbies and exactly.
Yeah, that's
not everything
overdone.
is connected with just with sex and things like that.
Now, one thing that we missed again is Millie Alcock in this movie, guys, is she was great as how she portrayed the role. She acted the heck out of it. She was perfect in terms of her acting ability. That's not under question. I don't think that should be. What she was given, she played to a T. Now, they did her the service because they should have watched those freaking shots, how she is shot and presented. They should have never made her look that bad.
Yeah.
She does look, sometimes she looks cute, sometimes she looks kind of okay, and sometimes she looks good, but a lot of the time she doesn't.
Yeah.
So that's on the director, cinematographer, whoever. She shouldn't look that bad in the movie. Again, they did her a disservice. She looks way better in real life. That's a I mean, usually actors look better in the movies, not the other way around. Unlike, I mean, maybe yeah. They look like, I mean, now David Cornswet looks way better because he plays Superman at this very moment. They still filming Superman. So he showed the premiere looking like Superman, minus the stubble. And he looks handsome as hell. He looks great. He looks amazing. I love how he looks like. That's it. But I think if that's totally not connected to anything. I just want to say, if I was David Cornswet, I would not ever change that look. That's just what suits him. It suits him to look like that.
Yeah,
like, he looks great.
STQ says about the cover, aside from a few people who see Walk everywhere, nobody gives a crap about that cover. Exactly, but the people who see the Walk are, people who we watch and trust and things like that. And
even Chris Gore,
disappointing.
We thought that at least him is not gonna be like that, but he was.
There are many things that Rockstar and Take-Two are guilty of course.
Matty appeared on the other chat. Hey Matty.
Hello,
well, you missed the whole thing. We gotta go. Please go back and watch. It's very important.
Since when are we in the middle? I hate invasion and graves. Technically, I'm on the right by US terms. We hate those things too, but it's not only those things that we have to be against.
In the middle, it means that you shouldn't be a freaking sexist.
Thank you.
That's what it means. Exactly. Shouldn't be any east.
Yes.
Because by this point, if you're too much on the right, you're freaking sexist, man.
Absolutely.
I just heard.
We have heard it and seen it.
I just heard. I'm not gonna say who, but I just heard somebody that I watched saying directly that he is a freaking misogynist and he thinks that women are only a good F.
Yeah.
They're only a good F.
I hate women, but it's okay to get an ass from time to time, and we say, man.
That's disgusting.
Really now.
That's disgusting. That's so demeaning.
And because of that, because of things like that, because actually people like that exist, then we get the woke who say, oh, people like that exist, and then people who are not like that become like that because the woke things start pushing the other things, and it's a circle.
We already established and proved that. Actually.
There are things that you should be respectful. Again, as I forget who said it. I think the Prima one. Not everything is about sexual and things with dudes and everything. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Female and male characters should just look good, presentable, sometimes sexy when it's suitable, but now like outrageously sexy because that does not make sense. Or let's do that when it makes sense.
Rhythm say, okay, I have to see it for myself, but I don't think I will love it. But have your opinion. At least see it. It's okay if you hate it after that and see other things, but at least see it so that you actually have opinion. It's not just, well, Arch, Neudrodic, my cousin, the Empress, and everything said so, and think, just see it.
Oh, This we and
know.
I said like something that it's actually true and
Mhm.
not copy and paste from everybody
Yeah.
else.
We see the deeper side of those things, guys. And that's the thing. We're not watching it just from a movie turn-point and things like that. And all.
And now that screenwriter that actually wrote the movie, she's not bad.
Yeah, actually not.
They threw so much insults at her, like for no reason.
Rainbow was
Technically,
connected with Christianity, but the weirdos stole it. They didn't steal anything, Kano. That's not the real rainbow. The rainbow that you know who are using is missing one color.
yeah.
It's missing. I think it was missing the light blue. Is missing, which represents, by the way, kindness and things like that. That is missing from this rainbow. We can keep still use the better
original
rainbow, the original
rainbow.
one. Whatever they did there, you know.
So they destroyed the. I mean, they took something from the rainbow, but not the whole thing.
Yeah, depends of character.
Hey Vic,
Story,
yes,
as
thank
we
you
say.
guys.
Hey Vic. Oh, is Vic here? Where is he? Hey Vic.
In the other chat.
Yeah.
Yes, we did like
Watch it. Watch our review,
but
Vic, and
you need to know why.
you understand us.
Yes.
You know that we speak the truth, so I think that you get us. You understand us. Don't believe what you hear and things like that. People were saying bad things about He-Man, about Fantastic Four, about what was it, Toy Story 5. But some people said bad things about Michael. Probably you watch Michael, Vic. You liked it.
And
so.
Grace said about Fantastic Four that she doesn't like the movie, but then again, she doesn't like Fantastic Four in general, so she's biased.
Yeah.
Okay, can you just watch it like a movie?
Christopher Ward said, at least you guys are definitely honest, unlike who won't be watch Mouse PI for Halle get a 6, but mixtape get a 10. Exactly, we're honest.
That's
if
the
I'm
point.
telling you that I give it 9, that means that I really enjoyed it for that number.
Yeah.
That's it.
Although we also went conditioned there, technically.
Yeah.
Because we actually trust those people, but now we don't.
Exactly.
Like I said, I would unsubscribe from every single one of them if I didn't have to actually
some
watch
people
their
unsubscribe
channels.
from us now, but you know.
Well, what's most important is just to stay true to ourselves and to say our reasoning, because we always have an argument why. We are not like, we just like this because no reason.
We're not going to be all Gunn is almighty, all Snyder is almighty, and things like that. Gunn is horrible, Snyder is a bad writer.
He's flawed. He's flawed.
You know,
nobody's
perfect in those.
But Gunn is a horrible degenerate. That's not gonna
He's
change.
More horrible than...
And I think, what I think, this is just a theory, that all the bad things that were cut out from this movie because it had a lot of screenings were his things. And they cut them out because they're horrible and horrendous. There were a lot of R-rated stuff, 3-hour rated stuff that were all because of his idea, and that was thankfully cut out of the movie. So technically, a lot of the gun stuff are cut out of the movie.
Truth says, I still agree with Grace that she needs a PR trainer. Totally, we agree with that. Just a better PR trainer, or a PR who doesn't tell her now say the things stupidity about she's queer and things like that, because really that buried the whole movie. And
I mean, we were reviewing the movie. We were not talking about Millie's Alcock behavior. Millie's Alcock behavior is horrible.
That behavior is horrible. Would I, even before that, now when you tell me Supergirl, would I cast her? No. Still no. She played what they gave her, but as a visage, as an image. Would I cast her? Totally no. Sorry, she looks okay, but not for Supergirl. Not when you tell me Supergirl. No. This is like when you say Sadie Sink will, which I like. Sadie Sink will be Jean Grey or whatever. What the hell?
I can be Jean Grey for 2 seconds. And be better for 2 seconds. Absolutely. Like this.
Here we go. And you can do that. Yeah, here we go. Exactly.
Here you go.
Yeah, it distinguishes her from Clark. So yeah, I think that's it. Most of the things, because we really have to go.
We really have to go, guys.
Yeah. No side, just be a good person. Exactly. Truth. Very well said. Just be a good person.
Just be a good person.
Shouldn't be this side, that
don't
side.
Be sexist. Don't be exist, schmexist.
Yes,
please.
Exactly. And before that, Primal One says a great thing. Xena is such a great classic. Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And thank God we have it, because I can always point to Xena to say, here's how you write a female character. Here's how you write a redemption arc. Here's how you write goodness. Here's how you write true hero.
Yeah. Also, Archie's losing his grapple over many things that was, so
Ah, yeah.
yeah,
I would not call that objective. I caught him many times
many times. Yeah.
talking bullcrap and pushing stuff that were not true. So
Yeah, yeah,
no, 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 no.
exactly. The only thing he was right was when he reviewed My Adventures with Superman season 1 and 2. That show is horrible. I totally agree with.
If anything is woke, is that show.
Yeah, awful.
Is that show.
Yeah, yeah.
Superman is even worse.
You want to see a belittled Superman? Watch that show.
Yeah, watch
You
that
want to
show.
see incompetent, bumbling buffoon Superman? Watch that show. You want to see a gay scene with a monkey and a brain?
Ah, watch that show.
Watch that show.
Vic
Yeah.
Martino says, surprised you guys like it. I guess I have to watch now. Please, again, yes, but please.
Break the conditioning, Vic. Forget what she said in interviews and things like that. Those things are not in the movies. She shouldn't have said it. She totally messed up there. But the movie is a whole different thing.
We did say some spoilers, Vic, but they're not a big deal.
Yeah.
They're not a big deal.
They left in clip to pissing on Superman's picture and Supergirl actually taking a piss eating poop. And but she pissing is not in your face.
Yeah, it's just on the side of the screen.
Eating the poop, I mean...
Eating the poop, she didn't like it. She stopped eating it right away.
I mean...
It was, they stopped eating. They both ate it with Ruthie, and they stopped eating it right away. They're like, oh, this really tastes like poop, and they stopped. Yeah, that was it.
Nothing more, actually.
Yeah, nothing more. We don't like that the Crypto peed on Superman in the first 2 seconds of the movie.
Yeah.
But the point
was... But that shows how terrible of a trainer she is.
But that showed that she was she is a terrible trainer and a messy person, and she got to get a grip at the end of the movie, and she did. So we don't excuse that, though. There's no excuse of peeing on Superman. There's never gonna be an excuse for peeing on Superman.
I'll never forgive them Muslim Raven look. What truth? I don't know.
We don't know.
They did something to Raven from Teen Titans, or I
have no idea. I mean, wearing hoods is something that you can see in every movie. So
Matty says, nope, you have not convinced me, still won't see it.
No, Matty, please, you have to know there's so much we said, so much we explained.
Yeah.
It's so important. Yeah. I mean, we are shocked.
What's the close thing?
We are shocked.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocked. We didn't expect that,
Also, we're not trying to convince anyone, because Keanu says that is not going to watch it too. We just want people to have to learn to form their opinion.
That's it.
That's it, guys. That's it. Or if you're not going to watch it,
try to be objective, please.
Try to be objective. Don't talk things like that. Well, no, I heard that this movie is horrible because this, and this guy said so in the review and things like that.
I have a solution, though. Yeah. Solution. If you don't want to watch the movie, but you still want to say something, I would say the best thing and objective thing and the most honest thing that you can do is just to say, well, several reviewers said this and that. I personally seen a few clips. It doesn't look good for me. I haven't seen the whole movie, though. So all I can say is what I've seen and what I've heard. But is the whole movie actually crap? I cannot say because I never seen the whole movie.
Was Buzz Lightyear emasculated? I can't say. I haven't seen the scene.
Yeah, that's why when I saw that scene that they released and I said this looks like crap, cut with AI, that's how it looked like. It's so freaking choppy, like that last scene, and everybody says this is the last scene of the movie. No, it isn't. That was also a lie, by the way. This was towards the end, towards the end of the movie, but it was cut in million pieces. There was more shots in between those shots, and that's why it looks so bad, because they made everything shorter just for the internet. So once again, that's not objective, because this is not the actual scene. It's a part of it, but there is shots in between what's happening, and it actually connects a lot better. And then there's more. It's not the end of the movie. This is not the end of the movie. Chicken nuggets. I mean, this is so unobjective. So I always try to say, if I use the words those words, if this is that, or this looks like, but I will never say, this is exactly, I always say looks like because I'm not certain. I would say it looks like, but I will not definitively say that this is just like that in the movie, because I clearly said that I don't know. But if it is, it's gonna be horrible. But I always say if. Very important distinction, to not
Mm.
state something as a fact when you're not actually sure. We were absolutely sure in ourselves that since Grace, that's leftist, said bad things, since Joe, that's such a freaking show, and he kisses James Gunn's ass all the time, and he likes Superman as belittled and disrespected that he was in his own movie, that even he didn't like this movie. So we were like, oh my gosh, this is a unique case in which Grace and Angry Joe, that are stupid, brainwashed leftists, don't like this, and the guys that are actually rightist,
Exactly.
they also
Yeah.
don't like it. So this must be the case this time. This must be this one movie that everybody gonna collect their mutual hate for and all. Yes, that's actually what happened. But when we watched the movie, we found ourselves shocked and appalled that we are lied to by the perception of two groups of people that actually didn't watch the movie. They didn't actually watch the whole thing. They didn't see it. There's factual things that they said that are wrong, even if your opinion may differ. Our opinion may differ with them. They're factual things that they didn't see that happen on the screen. So, like, imagine my shock today, guys, of me and Logan. Imagine. And I'm like, we gotta go now and just say our opinion. I mean, how we saw it. And
Yeah.
once again, we don't get up off our seat. We watch the movie. We don't eat. We watch the movie. I don't look anywhere else. I don't look at my feet. I don't look at the floor. I look at the screen. And we got best seats possible in the middle of the
Yeah.
freaking theater
Yeah.
as well. So, like, imagine how I felt that I have to say all of those things, knowing how it's gonna be taken. But nothing I can do because imagine how we feel. This never happened before. Never the two sides united, and now we have to say that that's not actually the case. This is nuts.
Much like it was with Madam Web.
Madam Web is another thing.
Yeah.
But
Just
yeah.
because Keanu says my honest opinion, I don't care. I'm in the middle. More people dislike it than like it. I don't care about any of it. Can we just stop trying to attack people that don't want to waste time? It's tiresome. Nobody is attacking. Can we
We're not
just say that
attacking you.
if you're not interested,
What the hell?
that's great. That's okay because you say you're not interested. That means that you have not saying about the movie, man. That's the thing. You can't. I mean, if you're not interested and you're not going to watch it, the idea is also that you shouldn't walk around and talk. Well, it's woke shit. How do you know? That's the thing.
Just not speak when you're not
I
qualified to
don't
speak
like, for
on
example,
something.
I don't like football. I'm not opening my mouth about the World Cup because
It's
I
common
ain't
sense.
watching it.
Yeah,
I
it's
ain't
common
watching
sense.
it, man. As you say, I don't want to waste my time with that, but I'm not going to start saying, well, it's football is the dumbest game ever and things like that. I have no interest in that. You two in the movie, and that's okay. But we shouldn't walk around and say, well, that's a leftist movie when it's
freaking not.
yeah.
I mean, might be made by leftists, but they forgot to put their annoying stuff in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Because everything
So that's
was
it. Just
organic. Everything
much
that
like you
happened was
can't talk
organic.
about the game without playing it or things like that. I mean, yeah,
That's why
it.
I use words like if once again.
Yeah.
If, maybe,
Yeah.
looks like it, but that
Mhm.
doesn't mean that it is. You
Yeah.
know?
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, don't talk, don't watch
There are
it.
people out there who are really saying, the Toy Story 5 is horrible because a lot of people say that, Buzz Lightyear is emasculated, and I was afraid to watch it with my students, and then I saw it and I say, huh, imagine that.
I mean, we never attack anybody, but how do you think we feel?
Yeah.
We gotta be brave. Standing here saying exactly what we think.
Exactly.
Every
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
We have to be brave.
Yeah.
Like the previous video for Grace, like almost reached 1,000 views by this point. It's stream, which I never expected.
And there was actually a comment that there was, you guys are haters because you haven't seen the movies, goddamn Snyder monkeys or something like that. and I write, we still haven't said our opinion about the movie though. We just react to the video.
Yeah, we did.
Which is true.
We did.
Yeah.
So it's even it's even harder for us to come back here and actually say, oh my gosh, we were wrong. We were wrong.
Also, Keno,
That's hence the title.
if you're not interested at Supergirl, why you watch reviews about Supergirl?
No, nobody can make you see anything.
Exactly. If
That's
I'm
not
not,
the point.
I'm not, as I said, interested at football. I'm not going to watch a recap of the football, of the World Cup now. I think so. Yes.
I mean, Matty paid me to watch that thing,
Yeah,
the animation, whatever
that's a
that was.
different thing, Hey, Mati, don't pay us to watch my new adventures with Superman, please. That's horrible.
No, no,
Say,
no,
hey,
no,
Yasto,
no. Yes, though, we gotta go. Stunning and
unofficial dance rate.
Hey, we are stunning and brave.
Stunning and brave. Yes.
More stunning than the woke people, that's for sure.
Yeah,
And definitely more brave than them.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's actually true. But yeah, okay, we gotta go. If you're finished,
Indeed, yes.
it's very
Yeah, that's
late.
it. I'm
Oh,
getting-
watch a clock.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus
It's
Christ.
how much o'clock?
It's how much
It's
o'clock?
how much
I
o'clock?
should be in bed. Okay, guys. Okay. See you in the morning stream when we do all the snipering.
Snipering, yes.
Yes.
Snipering with Mati.
Yes, and free will. Watch what you want.
Absolutely.
That's it. Okay, love you guys. See you tomorrow. I hope I can get up because freaking so late. Love you guys. Bye bye.
The 40K Empress leads the way as warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires, plots twist like smoldering fires, but with her blade of pure desire, she claims the stars entire.